The ending of Sterling Point, Episode 8, isn't about whether the island is sold or who ends up where. Instead, the finale is about two sisters realizing that they both need different things in order to heal from the same tragedy. Throughout the season, Annie dreams of finding a place where she finally belongs, while Ramona dreams of escaping the only life she's ever known. By the finale, those dreams seem incompatible, forcing the sisters into one final emotional confrontation before they realize neither of them should sacrifice their future for the other. After discovering that Ramona is Stephen and Goldie's biological daughter, Annie feels like her entire identity has been shaken. Annie believed she was the only child connecting Stephen to her late mother. Suddenly, Ramona isn't just her sister anymore. She's also the daughter Stephen never knew he had. That's why Annie tells Stephen she feels like the adopted child. It's not because Stephen loves her any less. It's because Annie's emotional foundation has been completely shaken. For the first time, she feels replaceable. At the same time, she sees how desperately Ramona wants something bigger than Sterling Point. Ramona's lost Gordon, Joe is no longer a parental figure in the same way, Una has broken up with her, and the island that once felt like home now only reminds her of everything she's lost. Remembering her promise to support whatever Ramona chose, Annie agrees to let the island be sold even though it breaks her heart. At that moment, she's trying to put Ramona's happiness ahead of her own. The turning point comes after Annie dreams about her mother. Until then, Annie has been thinking about Ramona's future. But after remembering lying beside Goldie as a child, feeling safe while her mother scratched her back, Annie realizes something she didn't understand before. Sterling Point isn't just Ramona's home. It's the only place Annie has left where she can still feel connected to her mother. Joe's heartbreaking story about Goldie's final hours reinforces that realization. He reveals Goldie already bought a ticket to New York. She planned to reunite with Annie just 2 days later. She never abandoned her daughter. She died before she got the chance. That revelation changes how Annie views Sterling Point. Instead of representing everything she lost, it becomes the last place where she can rediscover the mother she barely remembers. So when she begs Ramona to wait another year, she isn't trying to control her sister. She's finally admitting what she needs herself. From Annie's perspective, asking for 1 more year seems reasonable. From Ramona's perspective, it feels unbearable. Ramona spent her entire life living someone else's version of happiness. First, Gordon shaped her future. Then everyone expected her to preserve Sterling Point as it always was. Now Annie wants her to stay because Annie has just discovered what the island means to her. For Ramona, another year doesn't feel like a compromise. It feels like postponing her own life. That's why she tells Annie that another year on the island would feel like she's dying. It's one of the finale's most important moments because neither sister is wrong. They're simply asking for opposite things. The breakup between Una and Ramona isn't really caused by New York. It's caused by fear. Una spent years worrying that everyone she loves eventually leaves her. When Ramona starts imagining a future beyond Sterling Point, Una assumes she'll become just another person who disappears. Ramona points out that those fears come from Una's relationship with her own mother, not from anything Ramona has actually done. She's right, but Una also realizes something painful. If Ramona stays only because of their relationship, she'll eventually resent her, so Una chooses to let her go before that happens. It's an act that hurts both of them, but Una believes loving Ramona means allowing her to discover who she wants to become, even if that future no longer includes her. Her conversation with Maple confirms this. Although she's devastated, Una refuses to stop Ramona from pursuing what she believes is best for herself. Connor spends much of the finale making jokes. He jokes about paternity tests. He jokes while high on psychedelic mushrooms. He jokes about hallucinating raccoons that turn out to be mailboxes. But Denise points out that humor's become Connor's coping mechanism. He's constantly carrying everyone else's emotions. While every other character's family is falling apart, Connor receives the one piece of hopeful news he's been waiting for. His biological mother wants to meet him. For Connor, the finale isn't about losing family, it's about finally gaining one. Joe's confession changes how we understand Goldie. Throughout the season, there has been lingering uncertainty about whether Goldie regretted leaving New York or whether her separation from Annie caused her death. Joe puts those fears to rest. Goldie wasn't running away, she was coming back, she already bought her ticket. Her death wasn't caused by heartbreak or guilt. It was the result of an undiagnosed heart condition that nobody knew she had. Joe remembers her smiling at him as doctors rushed her into emergency surgery. Instead of asking to be comforted, she tried comforting him. That final image perfectly captures who Goldie was, a woman who chose hope even during her final moments. The ending might seem like the sisters are separating. In reality, they're finally giving each other permission to heal in different ways. Annie realizes she spent 18 years with a loving father, but almost no connection to her mother. Ramona's experienced the exact opposite. She's grown up surrounded by her mother's home and memories, but has never known what it's like to have a father who wants her. When Annie tells Ramona she deserves that relationship with Steven, she's acknowledging something selfless. She isn't giving away her father, she's recognizing that Ramona deserves the chance to have one too. Meanwhile, Annie admits that she deserves time to reconnect with her mother's memory. For Annie, that means staying at Sterling Point. For Ramona, that means leaving it. The finale ends by sending the sisters in opposite directions, but emotionally they become closer than they've ever been. Annie stays at Sterling Point because the island transformed from a summer camp into the only place where she feels connected to Goldie and to herself. Rather than returning to the life she felt trapped in, she chooses to remain and discover who she wants to become. Ramona leaves for New York to build a relationship with Steven, embracing the possibility of having the stable family she never thought she could have. After spending her entire life believing she had to take care of herself, she's willing to let someone else care for her. Neither ending is presented as a perfect solution. Una loses the person she loves. Joe remains haunted by Goldie's memory. Connor faces an uncertain reunion with his biological mother. Steven begins rebuilding a relationship with a daughter he missed 16 years of raising. But the finale suggests that healing doesn't always mean everyone stays together. Sometimes it means accepting that the people you love need different paths. Sterling Point ends its first season by rejecting the idea that home is only one physical place. For Annie, home becomes the island she never wanted to leave behind. For Ramona, home becomes the chance to build something new. Their futures lead them in opposite directions, but unlike the secrets and misunderstandings that divided them throughout the season, this time their separation is built on the hope that choosing different lives doesn't mean they stop being sisters.